Avast, mateys, and welcome back to Skies of Arcadia, and there be trouble on the horizon as the giant Grendel has awakened. So we need to get back to the little Jack so we can take this Gigas down before it destroys the entire forest. Sacred Giant, destroy our enemies, chase them from our lands forever. Well, it looks like Grendel's awake. Admiral DeLoco, the experimental Moonstone Cannon is ready. Looks like it's time for me to test out my newest weapon. Target King Gigataka's ship. What? So you're not going to fire on the Gigas? The Gigas only follows the commands of a person holding the crystal. So if we destroy King Gigataka's ship, the Gigas will be defenseless. This is what happens when you cross me. Fire the Moonstone Cannon! That is one hell of a cannon. I wish we had one of those. Wake up! Wake up! This is not good. He passed out. We must retreat. King Gigataka was controlling the Gigas. Until he wakes up, it's going to destroy everything in its path. Well, we knew that summoning the Gigas was a bad idea, but we didn't expect it to go south this quickly. And we can trust that DeLoco doesn't care about making the Gigas go berserk. So close. It looks like there's still a little fine-tuning to be done. I'm sure that Vise has seen the Gigas. He's probably on his way right now to try and save everyone. Be ready for him. Sir, ship's been spotted off port side. He's here! He's here! Oh, I've been waiting for this. Well, Vise, it's time to die. Wait till you feel the power of my Moonstone Cannon. You should feel honored that you're helping me test out my greatest creation ever. Grendel is in range, but there's a ship in front of it. It's DeLoco. Looks like we'll have to get past DeLoco first. Look out for that cannon, boy. Aye aye, Captain. Bring it on, DeLoco. So it's time for our second boss fight with DeLoco's flagship, the Chameleon. And this time, he's pissed. I've been waiting for you, Vise. Now you'll learn the true power of the ever-changing Chameleon. Looks like he's serious this time, boy. He's trying to get behind us. Vise, just make sure to watch out for that big cannon that he fired on King Gigataka. One hit of that and we're dead. Right, so let's start the fight with our B-type cannon, and then we're just going to focus up. So, the first time we fought DeLoco's flagship, the Chameleon, he didn't really use any tactics whatsoever. The only thing he cared about was burning us to death with his new flame weapon. And it's not really going to be much different this time. All he wants to do is kill us with his Moonstone Cannon. But this time, he's also really pissed off at us. and so he's going to be much more aggressive. He might not understand tactics, but he still has a big ship and an excessive amount of hatred for us for damaging it. So with this fight, we just need to make sure that we take care of ourselves, because he can deal a lot of damage in close succession if we're not careful. So if we get low, we need to heal. Also, you may have noticed that the revolver he used to have in the centre of the ship is now replaced with flame cannon on his hand. Because now the centre of the ship encompasses the new moonstone cannon that he's developed. And you can bet that he's going to want to use that on us. Prepare to fire the moonstone cannon. Halt all systems and redirect all power. You can't knock me off balance if my ship isn't moving, Vise. Now feel the power of the moonstone cannon. The enemy vessel stopped. What's going on? It looks like he's got something up his sleeve, but now's our chance. We need to hit him as hard as we can while he's stopped. We'll take a bit of a beating, but we can take this chance and hit him as hard as we can. Or we can play it safe and back away. We won't be able to do as much damage, but neither will he. Well, we're going to take a chance and open fire. We need to take a chance and hit him with everything we've got. Let's take him out for good. Sometimes you have to take a risk to win. Well, boy, open fire. So the reason we're doing this is to let him use his new moonstone cannon. So first off, we're just going to make sure we're fully healed up. And then we're going to both buff ourselves and debuff the boss. And defend ourselves. He wants to use the moonstone cannon so badly, so I say let's let him. So he's just going to focus up for his big attack. It's worth mentioning that if we didn't fly in front of him, then he wouldn't be able to use it. But, you know, where's the fun in that? We'll keep circling him. So he mentioned that the moonstone cannon still needed some fine-tuning when he used it against King Gigas. And we'll see what he means by that in a moment. Well, of course, what he meant then was that he missed the target. But you may have noticed that we can use the harpoon cannon next turn, and that's because his weapon, as powerful as it is, has another limitation. Alright then, DeLoco, give us everything you've got. We've buffed ourselves and debuffed him as a maximum of 50%. And we're defending. So it only took about 2,500 damage then. But that's with the 50% buff and defending, so it would have been closer to around 10,000. They're still just sitting there. They probably used up too much energy on that last attack. Yep, that's the problem with his moonstone cannon. It's so powerful that his ship can't actually handle the power it does. So we want him to use it. Because that way he leaves himself wide open for our own counterattack with the harpoon cannon. Straight through his moonstone cannon. He might have developed an amazing cannon, but if you can't use it, it's worthless, DeLoco. So one more harpoon cannon will kill him, and it will be safest to go towards that rather than trying to nuke him down with other weapons. So we can keep ourselves defended. So we're going to let him fire the moonstone cannon a second time. Also, I do love how the hand actually tracks us the entire time that it fires. It's those little attention to details that I really love about the ship battles. I feel like the ship battles would have not been as good as they are if they didn't add all those little touches. They've stopped again. Fine, so what should we do this time? Well, let's let him try and fire. Take a chance and open fire. Right, so our health is still looking good. So let's defend ourselves. And let's throw up another heal just to be safe. And continue to defend ourselves. Just in case he hits us with a big attack. Since any extra damage we do now is kind of irrelevant, since we're going to hit him with a second harpoon cannon, which will finish him off for good. So we just need to play conservatively for the moment. And he's moving again. So it looks like he was powering up the Moonstone Cannon again, but clearly it didn't work. So I think we're worrying a bit too much about the healing, but like I said, it's better to be safe than sorry. Fina has a lot of mana, so we're not really wasting anything. It also helps that he keeps missing all his attacks. Because we should be taking a lot more damage than we are, but he keeps missing. Like I said, he's really focused on his aggression towards us rather than actually playing with any tactics whatsoever. What's going on? Why did a Moonstone Cannon fire? Lord DeLoco, the last blast nearly drained all the energy from the ship. We must recharge the cannon. Perhaps firing this prototype Moonstone Cannon was too much for it to handle. I think maybe we should... Silence! Silence! I don't want to hear any excuses. Fire, fire, fire the Moonstone Cannon! Right, so next turn it looks like he's going to be able to fire it again. So let's just get ourselves ready for that. So we're just going to defend on these turns, and let's focus on the others. And then next turn we'll throw out our buffs again and get ready to finish them off with a harpoon cannon. So clearly DeLoco's actually developed an amazing weapon here, but it's so powerful that his ship literally cannot cope with it. You clearly need a much more powerful ship than the Chameleon to be able to use a weapon like the Moonstone Cannon. We are getting excessively lucky with all these misses today, aren't we? To be honest, we can't really blame that one on DeLoco's anger. That's more his staff is actually just kind of missing all the shots they're being told to take. So I guess we should probably mention what DeLoco's plan was, because he didn't really seem to have one. His plan was make the Gigas go insane and go berserk and start attacking everything around him, and then somehow beat the Gigas as a result. Right, let's Increm. Let's Drillin. We're going to heal up for safety, and then we're going to take this one to the face. But with that said, in reality, DeLoco's plan was probably more like just lure Vise here so he could try and kill us again. Because the only two things DeLoco truly cares about is making new weapons and his hatred towards us. So I really don't think he cared about fighting the Gigas as much as just luring us in to try and murder us. And of course his blind anger is going to make him fire the Moonstone Cannon again, without taking into account the fact that he's going to leave him vulnerable to a second harpoon cannon straight through the back. Yeah, tactics is really not like his forte in the slightest. And another direct hit. Well, thanks for making yourself vulnerable to our counterattack. So even though we evaded after the cannon fired, it still counts towards the defense, even if it goes first. So let's finish this off with a harpoon cannon, and just in case you're still alive, we're just going to nuke you down with everything we've got. Who needs a fancy new high-tech moonstone cannon when you can have an old-fashioned harpoon? Straight through the back. And there goes the Chameleon. He had a second attempt to try and kill us, and he failed. Do we get any loot? No, we don't get anything. This cannot be! How could I lose twice? No, 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 this has to be a dream, it's all just a bad dream! We're just going to skip through that quickly because it is rather painful. Sir, get a hold of yourself. We can't face the Gigas in this shape. All ships, back to Valuer. So at least the Vice Captain is intelligent. It's just a pity that DeLoco never actually listens to him. But I suppose it's good for us. Alright, DeLoco's retreating. It's still too early to celebrate. We still have to stop Grendel. But he's too big. How can we stop him? See that canyon? No matter how strong that thing is, if it falls into that canyon, it'll be stuck. I see, so all you have to do is knock it down. Aye, wait for him to pass in front of it, then hit him in the back. Got it. Alright everyone, let's take him down. So, it's time for a boss fight against the second Gigas, Grendel, Avatar of the Green Moon. We had to flee from Recumen, the first Gigas that we fought, but this time we're going to take him down. We need to get in close to damage that thing, but there's no telling what it'll do. Just keep an eye on the damage levels of the ship, boy. We'll try and damage him little by little. So we're going to start off by doing a big attack on this turn. And then we're going to start focusing up and defending ourselves. So when it comes to Grendel, his attacks are rather damaging, but he will only attack on the yellow and the red turns. So we're always going to be safe when it comes to green turns. So we just need to keep an eye on our health and make sure we don't get too low. And then, like Drachma said, we'll just recover ourselves if needed. So the first time we fought a Gigas, the Little Jack was weak and we couldn't even do any damage. This time, however, the Little Jack's got some powerful weapons on board. So we can actually start to do some rather high damage on this guy. And it is actually possible to deplete his health, it just takes some time. Fist of Grendel. And he punches us right in the face of the ship. I suppose we deserve it all the times that Drachma's punched enemies. So we're going to take around 2,000 damage and around 4,000 on a red turn usually. As you can see, we are actually doing quite a bit of visible damage to him. So even though it will take some time, we can actually kill this guy. Boulder Throw. And that's why I collected all of those deluxe kits. Because I'm going to do a separate video where we actually deplete his health, using all of those deluxe kits to keep us going. It'll take about an hour though, so we're not doing it today. Because here we're actually going to knock him into that canyon. So direct my shed to shoot him in the back, and to be honest, we've gotten used to that with our harpoon cannon. It's too big. I don't even know where to begin attacking it. Boy, where do you think we should try attacking it? Let's go for its legs. Let's try attacking its legs. They're holding up that huge body, so maybe it's its weak point. Very well. Decrease our altitude. So this boss doesn't actually have a stomping attack, so we don't have to worry about being stomped down. So the next turn, we can actually maybe throw out a harpoon cannon. So we're going to increm ourselves. Actually, let's try drilling the boss first. Oh no, we're going to increm. And then we'll just heal ourselves up here. Let's see, we don't want to make sure... We want to make sure we still have some spirit to use the harpoon cannon. So let's use the deluxe kit. And then defend ourselves. The reason why we're doing increm this turn and not drilling is because if we can use that harpoon cannon, we're going to get a critical hit turn. And we use drilling then, since it's more likely to hit the boss. So deluxe kits are worth the same as a sacra, so it just saves us 4 spirit using that. I do really like the design of Grendel. How he's this giant creature, but at the same time his waist is incredibly thin. So this guy is going to be much more aggressive than Recumen, and we also can't knock him off balance. Or at least not to stop his attacks anyway. Oh, he can stomp us. I didn't think he could. Oh, man. Okay, we have to be dead. Apparently we're not dead. Okay, never mind. I usually never go for his legs, so I didn't realise we actually had a stomp attack. Well, you learn something new every day. So somehow we're still flying after being squashed down into the forest. Don't ask. And back to a boulder throw. So we do need to try and kill this guy as soon as possible, before he literally rips up the entire forest by throwing it at us. And we have a chance to use the harpoon cannon. This is what I'm talking about. Time to throw in a drilling. And let's just defend ourselves on these 2 turns, just to make sure we don't accidentally get killed. So then this guy's, both his strength and his weakness is going to come by the fact that he is on a rampage. No one is controlling him, unlike Recumen. So as a result, he's unpredictable.
Harpoon cannon, fire!
12,000 damage. Now that's nice. So he's both unpredictable, and that's going to be both his strength, because we're not going to expect what attacks he's going to do, and he's going to be incredibly aggressive. But it also means he's going to leave himself open to attacks as well. Fist of Grendel. So since he's not able to think rationally, he's going to leave himself open to our harpoon cannon. And that's going to be how we beat him. By shooting it in his back when he's in front of that canyon. We just have to wait until he walks in front of it. Or, you know, we could just not use the harpoon cannon and deplete his health the other way. But that takes too long. So as the avatar of a green moon, this guy's power is all about life and poison. To be honest, he doesn't really demonstrate that too well, unlike Recumen, whose power was all about fire and raw power. Right, so we can maybe use the harpoon cannon next turn, so for now, let's just defend ourselves. And get our focus back up. Just to make sure we can definitely use it if it comes up. We're not going to be able to have both the Increm and the Drillin this time. But I'd rather make sure he can definitely use the Harpoon Cannon. Since the damage from the cannon doesn't actually matter, we just need to be able to use it. All the damage we do at this point is just kind of arbitrary. We don't really need to do this as far as I'm aware. I think it's just on a timer, this fight. Though I could be wrong and we might be able to push him to the final phase earlier. Well, he's just going to chuck even more rocks at us. My favourite attack he does is definitely the punch. I just love the fact he punches our ship in the face. Since we've been doing it all this time, it fits us. Time for another punch. So it's worth mentioning we could just fight this guy until the king wakes back up, and then he'll calm down. But by then, the entire forest could be destroyed, so we really can't afford to wait that long. So that's why we're incapacitating him by shoving him down the canyon. Okay, boy, you can continue attacking if you want, or you can back off and make repairs on the ship. Keep attacking. Let's continue attacking. We need to keep damaging that thing, even if we can only do it a little at a time. Oh, okay. It looks like we weren't getting a harpoon cannon then for some reason, and I was confused, but then suddenly it came up. Okay, game. I'm not going to question it. Let's see, we're going to Increm ourselves because there's a chance the Driller might miss. So I'd rather have the guaranteed buff. So the main gimmick to beating this fight, as well as waiting for the opportunity, is to just make sure we have enough spirit to use the harpoon cannon when it comes up. Because we need to be able to knock him into that canyon on the turn that he's right in front of it. If we fail, then we have to go through it all again. So you can see his health is really depleting. So we can just keep this up, and he will be dead in probably around an hour. But there won't really be much of a forest left to save at that point. Time for another punch to the face. I wish Drachma could do this punch as well, like that legendary punch that we saw from the bounty in Barambra, where he knocked us right off our ship and somehow he got back on. Don't question it. You know, I suppose the green moon is also a sign of fertility, since this land is a giant forest. And it's all about life, so I guess him being a giant does at least make sense, 'cause it's like he's a giant person. Right, it's finally happening. Grendel's losing control. Look, Grendel's acting strangely. Uh-oh, why am I getting a bad feeling about this? Wait, this might be our chance. Watch it carefully. It's not acting normally. If we can attack it now, we might be able to knock it off balance. And if we can hit it hard enough, we might be able to knock it over into that valley behind it. That should hold it for a while. What are you doing, boy? Hurry up and use the harpoon cannon. It's our only chance. So we just need to save our all of our spirit to be able to use that harpoon cannon next turn. So let's just work up for a massive harpoon cannon. We're also going to shoot him with a drilling and an Increm just to make sure we definitely knock him over the edge. So now that Grendel's in pain and he's grasping his head, he's no longer watching where he's moving. So he's going to head straight towards the canyon. boulder throw. How the little Jack is still moving at this point, I really don't know. We're taking such a beating. Like, Recumen's laser beam was deadly, but you could kind of brush it off if you, like, repaired the ship or something, but here we're just being smashed in the face and stomped into the ground. And we're just flying massively away each time. The Gigas are truly powerful creatures. But in the end of the day, no one's controlling him, and he's heading straight to the canyon. It doesn't matter how powerful you are if you don't have a mind behind it, then it's worthless. The little Jack is taking a huge beating, we might have to heal. We are getting rather low. But it should end the next turn. We just have to hope that he keeps going towards the canyon. Here we go. This is the final move. So, it's time to throw out the harpoon cannon. Let's also heal ourselves. Let's incram. And let's drill in the boss. It's time to end this. This is going to be super-powered harpoon cannon straight through his back. Yep, target lost because he's walking straight into his own demise. Go on, Grendel, turn towards the canyon. There we go, he's turning around. Yeah, we'll take one final punch to the face for good measure. You deserve it, Grendel. You can have that last hit. Come on, little Jack, put an end to this.
Harpoon cannon, fire!
And there he goes, straight into the canyon. Grendel put up a good fight, but in the end of the day, the little Jack's superior. Alright, we knocked Grendel into the valley. Good job, boy. Now's our chance to grab the green moon crystal and send that thing back to where it came from. And we get a Captain's Stripe, a Grendel Wing, and a complete kit, which will fully heal the ship. Vise, you saved my people and our lands. I don't know how to repay you. We were wrong. We should never have summoned the giant. With great power, you need great responsibility. The Gigas are far too dangerous. Yes, we now realise that, and I'm truly sorry. Vise, you have proven yourself worthy. I entrust our sacred green stone onto you. Use it to achieve peace. We have faith in you. Thank you, King Ikataka. We will do our best. The Valuans have abandoned their encampments to the north. Now that they've left, perhaps you might be able to travel through the Iron Net. If we pass through there, we'll reach North Ocean. That'll take us back to Valua. The yellow crystal should be hidden there. Okay, everyone, now we'll head back to Valua. They're really upset with us, so getting the yellow crystal isn't going to be easy. Ah, sounds dangerous. Perhaps you ladies would like to stay behind here in Ixataka. It's an island paradise. We've got exotic foods, nectars, waterfalls, beautiful sunsets, and of course, me, ladies. What do you say, Iker? Who knows, maybe you'll find more ghosts too. Vise, don't even joke about them around me. You know I'm afraid of them. I've had enough of ghosts to last me for a long time. And we receive a green moon crystal. Let's have a chat to everyone. The Valuans escaped these lands to the northeast between the mountains. Before we weren't able to get to Valua because of the iron net, but now you should be able to. You're just saying the same things before, mentioning how this high priest is apparently a really good priest. Even if he is a womanizer. We all actually knew the location of Rixus, and I'm sorry for having lied to you. I thank you for facing the giant of the forest. If he was left unchallenged, he would have destroyed all of us. How about you, King? Thank you, Vise. Your bravery saved my kingdom. From this day forth, we will defend Ixataxa from all foes of our own strength. You've given us the courage to do so, Vise. I'm glad to hear it. Let's get out of here. So now we have 2 out of the 6 moon crystals. King Ixataxa spoke of the iron net to the north of the continent. Yeah, but if the Valuans escaped to the north, that means they probably had to take down the iron net, right? That means we'll be able to reach North Ocean that way, head straight to Valua from there. So we'll be doing that in the next part. For now, let's have a chat to this ship over here, see what they have to say. We've been hiding, but with the Valuans gone, we're able to fly our ships again. The Valuans left through the iron wall across the northeast valley and flew away. I think you can get to Valua from there. Yep, so that's the iron net that we took down, so we'll be going there next time. For now, we want to head back to Arcadia to do our victory lap and get everyone to praise us and the like. Hey kid, I got some Valuan arms here, and he also buys and sells discovery information. Let's see, do you have any new ship parts? No, we'll take an extra floor heater. I mean, it's always good to have a spare one. Just in case the old one breaks down. And yes, we did have a floor heater equipped during that fight, which is basically a useless item. You know, why not? I mean, you want to have style with a little Jack. Right, so we have 49 of those kits left, so when we take on Grendel, we're probably going to end up using quite a few of them. Or maybe we won't use any, who knows. It might have been a waste buying all of them. Alright, let's sell discovery information, because we now have the Gates of Rixus. So let's look at what the tip is for the Gates of Rixus. Oh, we can buy the magical ward. So that's a discovery on the way to the next area, but we're going to find it ourselves. For now, what's the Gates of Rixus tip? The ruins are on a plateau in North Ixataca, indicated by the Golden Man and the Great Bird. Oh, let's double check the wanted posters. Nope, it's still just these guys. So we got Gordo the Round, and we've got the Ixanes Demons. So you may notice there's a gap there. We haven't missed one, it's just that you get the Ixanes Demons one earlier than you can actually fight it. The Valuan forces have withdrawn from this region, and the Ixatacans don't have a need for ship parts. I really don't know how much longer I'll be able to stay in business. Maybe it's time to look for a new line of work. So let's go back to Arcadia and have everyone talk about our awesome fight. Because if you remember, we could see the giant from the top of Rixus through the clouds. That's how big it was. So everyone from here should have been able to see it as well. I saw the giant of the forest. Legend has it that the giant of the forest will protect us, but I'm not so sure about that. The giant of the forest was surely created by someone with evil heart. Evil will not protect us. It's good that you stopped it. Yes, everyone here saw our fight. That must have been a hype moment for them when they saw us knock it into the canyon. And yes, we did actually defeat a Gigas. The first time we had to run away, that time we actually defeated it. That's how powerful the little Jack's becoming. Quetia's prophecy is being fulfilled. Quetia has indeed saved us. You people were sent by the god Quetia. Quetia took on your forms to come and save us. So originally they thought Valua were sent by Quetia before they started attacking them. But now they realise that if anyone was, it was us. Even though we just came here on our own accord, because we wanted to save him. We didn't need a god to tell us to do that. How about you? You were really abrasive to us earlier. You're a hero to all who live in the forest. I'd be honoured if you used my weapons. That's more like it. Let's talk to him. The men of the village have returned. I'm going to work hard to make weapons. We want to protect the village with our own hands. Let's see, he doesn't have anything new, sadly. But this does remind me that with Ica, this weapon I made with the prayer for the forest. Please make good use of it. Yeah, we already did. We used it to help save you guys. We got the wing of Grendel. A boomerang made from the bone of a green Gigas. Its power rivals the fist of Grendel. Well, that's one hell of a statement. Extra damage and, more importantly, extra hit rating. Let's use that. With the green colour, of course. It is Grendel, after all. All because of you, the forest has been saved. It would make me happy if any of my items provided useful to you. Our forest burned, but it will revive quickly. The forest of Ixtataca is very strong. Do you have anything new? Nah, you don't. Never mind. Thank you. May Quetia be with you. Yeah, it's nice actually having people being respectful towards you now rather than being abrasive. Let's go talk to Sentime and his kids. So one thing I forgot to do on Grendel was to throw a fire spell on him. Pyre seems to do quite a bit of damage since he is a green element after all. He is the Gigas of the green moon, so that would make sense. I did that during a previous run. Ah well, we forgot to do it, so it doesn't matter. Now everyone says it's okay to play with Sentime and his family. Yeah, great. You mean it was Mr. Vise who defeated that huge green monster? It was, kid. Wow, I can't believe it. Mr. Vise is really great. The villagers have been a little more friendly to us ever since the captives came home. They come and talk to us now, and they sometimes bring us fruit and other things to eat. Ah, that's good. Everyone's getting along thanks to our involvement. It means we did a good thing today. Oh, I'm so relieved, Mr. Vise. I was afraid you might get hurt. I was so scared. What in the world could it have been? That giant. It was a Gigas. And we defeated it. Hey Hans, how are you doing? Did you see the fight? Hello, Mr. Vise. That was a really fierce battle, wasn't it? The way you defeated the Armada and that giant, I was really amazed by what you did. Someday, I'd sure like to work as an engineer on your ship. Yeah, maybe we'll give you that chance at some point, Hans, if we ever get one. Let's go talk to your dad. Hello, Mr. Vise. That sure was a fierce battle, wasn't it? It made my air pirate's blood tingle. I have no desire to fight anymore except to protect my children. But my son Hans seems to have adopted you as his hero. It won't be long now before Hans is all grown up. I imagine he'll be striking out on his own into the wild blue yonder sometime soon. Well, we'll leave your rust bucket behind. I do love how that ship is just a complete bag of bolts, but it somehow still works. Well, you can tell that Sentime is a great engineer. So we can actually get an item while we're here, and we're going to make sure we do that because it's a really good one. Oh, that's not the weight of a ladder. Right, the guy up here didn't even want to talk to us before. Let's see if his mood has changed. Also, hey monkey, how you doing? You just hanging around? I'm sorry. Hang in there. I'm sorry again. Ah, it's you. All thanks to you, our village was saved. I will guard this village with my life. Nothing will get past me. Not Valuer, not the giant, this I swear. Ah, that's more like it. Let's just slide around the pole. And let's see if someone's in this house now. Because this house was abandoned before. And then we'll end this part in the tavern, once we're done talking to everyone. You know, we can have a nice night there to celebrate, and then we'll get a move on. No, there's still no one in here. Can we examine one of these masks or something? Anything in this place? Nope. Oh yeah. It's covered with an animal skin. That's probably how they keep their food fresh. Looks like there's some salted meat inside. Oh, sadly there's no one there. Hopefully he's just out doing stuff and he wasn't a casualty to the Valuans. Right, so this woman in here was distraught before, but now her son's home. My son has come home. He lost a lot of weight, but he's alive and well. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Ah, you're Vise. It's all thanks to you that my life was saved. I was forced to work on Moonstone Mountain. My mother was all alone back in the village and I couldn't go home. I was very worried. But because of you, I was able to come home to my mother. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad to help. Let's have a talk to the village elder. We promised that we wouldn't betray him and that we would save his people. My deepest gratitude, thanks to you, the people have safely returned to their homes. You people are not Quetia, but I think it was Quetia who sent you to us. Like all those who Quetia sends to us, you are welcome in this village any time. The people of the forest will help you. So it is worth mentioning, earlier in the game, on Sailor's Island, we found this note in a bottle. A note found in a bottle that says, Quetia, please send warriors to help us fight. And then it said, please send warriors to help us fight against the Valuans. We're now currently Vise the Admirable. That's good to know. Can we sleep for free? You saved our village, thank you. Stay a while and have a good rest. Excellent. We get a free inn. It takes a while to get here, but hey, it's a free inn. You can't fault it. So yeah, we have that key item that will prove to someone that we might have been sent by Quetia. You seem refreshed. Come again anytime you need a rest. Sadly though, we can't use that key item yet. We need to come later in the game to use it. But it's worth noting because we do have to come back here later to show that to someone. Of course, you didn't have to get the note in the bottle when I did right at the start of the game. You can do it later. But, you know, you may as well do it straight away. You really did destroy Valuer. You are very strong. Just as I thought, you were sent by Quetia, weren't you? How's your singing going? The song is for Quetia. It thanks Quetia for bringing everyone home. Is that the same song that also was a welcoming for Valuer and also called for Valuer to be attacked? I think it was just the same song he keeps doing. He just keeps claiming it's for other things. Let's have a talk to Tika Tika. You defeated the giant. I saw it from here. You are awesome. No, that's all he has to say. That's a shame. So we'll be returning to talk to Tika Tika later in the game. Since there are going to be a few characters in areas we've already been to that we can interact with later and we can ask for help from. And we need to keep that in mind. Since there are 3 people here that will do that for us. But for now, all we're really after is the item we get for freeing someone from Moonstone Mountain. So let's work our way to the tavern. And then we'll rest there for the night. The last time we were at the tavern, they mentioned that Marida wasn't dancing anymore because she was upset due to everyone being taken slaves. Or taken as slaves, I should have said. But now that everyone's back, Marida should be dancing and everyone should be happy. So let's enjoy for the second time the longest pole in the entire game. Just climbing around it in style, obviously. I'm still more of a ladder connoisseur myself. You know, poles just don't do it for me. I'm all about the ladders. So before we take that slide, we need to go and talk to this guy. Ah, you're the one who got rid of the Valuans. It's only because of you that I was saved. On Moonstone Mountain, they made me work. It was very hard, but thanks to you, I came home alive. Here, my thanks. Please, put it to good use. And we get a Tropica. Let's see what that is. An extremely rare gourd found in Ixataka that increases an ally's max HP by 200. That is amazing, and we're going to give it to Fina because she has the lowest health. So now Fina's health is more comparable to the rest of us, even though it's still lower than everyone else's. But that's just simply a fact of life when it comes to Fina. So every time we get a health up item, we're just going to give it to Fina. Now I believe that was the only Tropica in the game, but there might be more that I've just forgotten about. The seeds only increase health by 30 each time. Now I want to talk to the tavern owner. Come on, barkeep. Everybody came back. Marida is dancing again. I thank you. Eat all you want. Drink all you want. For you it is free. We're going to have a nice party here tonight. Hi Marida, how you doing? Everybody is returned except for my father. He was killed, so he cannot come home. But I will dance again and make people happy once more. But I will never forgive Valuer. Someday I will get my own ship. I will avenge my father. So that's everything we can do here at the moment. So in the next part, we're just going to hang out here in the bar, have some drinks. So in the next part, we're going to head up to North Ocean and make our way back to Valuer. The last time we were there, we escaped from the Grand Fortress and we really pissed Gaussian off. So that's going to be a fun time going back there. I'm sure we'll be welcomed warmly. See you next time.